Okay, let's move on to the next set because there's a lot to cover. So we talked about hunag, right? Hunag meaning to collapse, right? For things to topple over and collapse. But hunag can also mean for something dark to just clear and brighten up and whiten up, right? So it can clear up and brighten up. Like if you're cleaning something and it's dark, right? Maybe the countertops that are white or that are black, and you're cleaning it and then it became white and clear. You can use it to say hunag. Oh, okay. Hunag. Now remember, there's that hyphen there. That hyphen, or in Cebuano, it's a kudlit, right? Kudlit, and it's a like that dash kind of looking thing. That hyphen, a kudlit, and that kudlit tells us to pause it internally with a pronunciation. So hunag, right? Hunag, and it's just something dark to brighten up, pretty much, or to clear up, or to whiten up, right? The next one is lapus, right? Lapus. And lapus just means for something to pierce through, or to penetrate through something, like maybe to go through paper, to go through something sharp. Maybe if you had a bow and arrow and it shot you, right? And it just went through you and you died. Lapus, right? Something just to go through and penetrate, right? That's lapus. I don't know what else to explain it, but lapus is just like that, okay? Just to penetrate, or to pierce through something, like if you're piercing an earring through your ear. Um, Hugbong is a group of people, right? So hugbong can be used to describe maybe a group of people with similar interests, right? So it's you have a small group of people with a similar interests, right? They're all united, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger because people have this much more of a similar interest and stuff like that. So you could use it for maybe a group of people going to a concert, a group of people going to some sort of a political party or a faction. Yeah, I guess you can say that faction would be a better term. It's just a group of people with a common interest, or just a group of people that have some similarities, right? Similarities and stuff like that, right? So other synonyms could be like grupo, partido, which is like a political party, partido, like a group of people. Hugpong. Now, the next one is balili, right? Balili, or versus sagbot, right? So balili is just grass, green grass in general. It can be like a sea grass, or like the grass that you see in the sea, or just like hanging in the water, like that kind of weeds or stuff like that. Sagbot is actually like weed, like the weeds that you see out in the wild, like herbs, or herbs, as some of you say. So herbs or herbs, um, weeds that grow out in the wild, and it can also mean like marijuana, like that kind of weed. So sagbot can mean that. It can also mean like the big kind of weed, right, that you see in your backyard, or the grass or stuff like that, right? So they're both similar, but there's a slight difference with both of them. So balili is just grass in general, just grass, versus like sagbot can also be grass, right? Grass, like, but like they're a little bigger grass and weedy, okay? Um, hangak is what we were talking about in the previous video, right? So hangak, to pant or to be out of breath, someone that's going because they ran, or they're just really tired and exhausted, or they're having a hard time medically and they're just out of breath and they're panting, to gasp for breath, or when you're holding your breath underwater or something and you gasp for air and you're just panting for that air. That's hangak. So you could be hugo, right? Hugo is like tired, and then hangak can follow it. Or kapoek is to be tired, but hangak can follow it, okay? They're all related vocabulary words with each other. If you don't know what tindog is, barog is the same thing. Um, Now this one, haskang, right? Haskang is an expression that I want to explain. So, and it's like more of like an expression of awe, or like goodness. So sometimes people will use haskang plus whatever adjective they just want to say. So usually it's like, ay, haskang lami ah, right? Or haskang lami, right? Haskang lami is like, oh man, how damn delicious. Or god dang, how delicious that was. It's so good. Like good as hell. Or, good as, right? So good, right? Or tasted so good. Like haskang lami ah, or haskang whatever adjective, right? So it's an expression of awe that's just something that made you blow away. Like, ooh, you're just like blown away by it and just taken aback by it, right? Haska, right? Haskang something something. Tamay means to harass, scorn, or look down. Like you're just talking bad about this girl. Like, females love to do this. They just love to talk talk bad about other people. They talk shit about people, right? So tamay females love to do it. They gossip, they harass, they scorn down, talk bad about people. They despise other people, you know, to just talk and despise about bad things of whatever, right? To look down on or to despise, right? I'm gonna skip this one because tamas is similar, but it's like to harass or insult physically, right? So there's a little physical involvement in it, right? So it's like like a little bit of abuse in it, physical like abuse, right? You're still harassing and insulting them, but there's some physical involvement, right? It's not like it's not like an actual fight where you know you see like blood. I guess it can be kind of, but like it's more like tamas, like people are just fighting back and forth, like being a little abusive. You're just hitting them, smacking them, maybe with like slapping them, something like that, right? Smacking them in the head with a slap, you know, or slapping their body. Yeah, that's kind of tamas. It's like to harass or insult physically, or just to push someone back. Like, you know, don't get near me, I'm gonna push you back, you know. Um, Dunggo anan, right? Dunggo anan is pantalan. If you don't know what pantalan is, pantalan means appear, right? Dungo is a root word meaning, or the verb meaning to dock, right? So it's like the docks, the pier, right? They're the same thing. Um, Balangay is barrio is barangay. So if you know, they're all the same, right? And the beauty, this is one thing I want to talk about too about the Cebuano language, is like the beauty about the Cebuano language is that there's so many words for the same thing, okay? I cannot stress that enough. Cebuano is rich with vocabulary. So you might learn something new, but you can always tie it in with the other vocabulary that you learn. So barrio was borrowed from Spanish, but it means balangay or barangay, okay? And these are just some borrowed Spanish words again. Carácter means character, right? It came from the Spanish carácter. Who are you, like, as a person? What's your character, you know? The characteristics of an object, or the character of a that just how something or an animal behaves, the character of the animal or human, right? Or an object, the character of it. Incidente. Incidente looks like incident, right? Because it's incidente, borrowed from Spanish, incident, right? Incidente. It's kind of like accidente, which is accident. Incidente, accidente. Incident, accident. There was an incident that happened, there was an accident that happened. Same thing. Incidente, accidente, right? There was an accident that happened, there was an incident that happened, an event. Right here I put down as a because this one I saw on Facebook, which was funny. Confirmación, right? Confirma is the main word to confirm. Confirma, right? And this came from Spanish as well, which is confirmar, confirmar, right? To confirm, confirma. But it got borrowed into Cebuano as confirma, confirma. Now we add the endings to it, the sion, confirmación, confirmation. Confirmado, remember the ado endings, confirmed, okay? Confirmation, confirmed. Confirmación, confirmado, yeah? And sometimes we can even add that ha ending. Remember when we conjugate it, the ha ending. Confirmaha means like someone's telling you to confirm something. Confirmaha, I'm telling you to confirm it, right? Next we have salapid. Now in some dialects, sulapid, right? But they both mean to braid. Salapid, right? To braid, whether you're braiding hair, braiding rope, braiding string, you're braiding. And for those of you girls, you know how to braid, you can use this word salapid, right? Salapid, or I'm sorry, salapid, right? Salapid, to braid, or sulapid, right? In some dialects, sulapid, but salapid is what I heard, just with people. So salapit, to braid, with like braiding hair, rope, string, whatever. And last but not least, we have hikug, right? Hikug means to commit suicide by hanging, right? And this is where that bitay verb comes. Like nagbitay ang lawas, the body was just hanging, right? So hikug is to commit suicide by hanging and strangling yourself on a rope and dying, right? Which is actually kind of a sad, leaving us video on a sad tone, but it's something you can learn, okay? So again, hopefully this is gonna help you with expressing yourself.